Boop. Okay. Give me a second here, guys. I swapped around a couple of settings because of some issues we were having a couple days ago. And hopefully this will fix some of those. If not, then you know what? It is what it is. I can't. Not everything will be perfect. I'm settling for less than. I know, that's terrible. I settling for less than is probably not a good thing, but it's okay. Hi guys, it's good to see you. We're here today playing some Minecraft. We'll be back to the Forever World, as always. I do want to start doing more things other than the Forever World, but unfortunately, I just started a very big project, and it needs to be done, or at least a considerable portion of it needs to be done before the end of this week in order to be a part of the video that is at the end of this week. So, you guys are going to have to bear with me here while I figure out how to finish a volcano in about, well, it's going to be tight, okay? It's going to be tight. Admiral, thank you for submitting your taxes, and congrats on grabbing first. Hope you're doing well. Hello. Did I post the YouTube link? I did. Okay. Sweet. I'll go and show you guys what we've been up to. This has been my project for the day, because I started today. It's not good to start projects this late, is what I'm learning. This was, like, not, 5 days before the video releases kind of project, and I learned that the hard way. So this is the volcano so far. You know, it's not looking very volcano-y, and that's because it's very big. What you're seeing right here from about middle of that snow cap to about the edge right there is about 200 blocks. Now, that's going to expand out again in several other directions, about 200 blocks. So it's about a 400 block diameter space that we are going to have to fill in. And I'm mildly panicking about that. Fun fact, this is also like right over top of the temple or forge that we've been building, so that's kind of a sucky place to put it. I thought the volcano was going to be smaller, and then as I was sketching things out, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I was like, well, I want to base it off of a super volcano. So what's like the most famous super volcano everybody knows? Well, it was like, okay, yeah, let's go with Mount St. Helens, and suddenly we're talking about something that can't even be built in Minecraft. It's that big. Like, I was considering possibly even installing a data pack to my world so that I could build above the build height just to build this volcano, because it would have had to have been like 1,000 blocks in width and I think several hundred in height. So we're going with a 1/20th scale here today, and it's not exactly it's heavily inspired by Mount St. Helens. So we'll see how it goes. We will see. Jams, thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate you, dude. How's it going? It's good to see you guys. Sorry about the ads. I know those suck. Deanna, hello. Welcome on in. And Honey Bun, hi. Why is Steve out on the bed today? Yeah, you know, sometimes he's right there, sometimes he's back there, sometimes I have him on the floor. But he's been on the bed lately today. Or the last couple of months, really, I guess. I've been trying to keep him off the floor because I honestly haven't cleaned my floor in longer than it's supposed to be. And I feel bad about that. I really need to clean my floor, but I don't want to leave him on there because then it'll get all dirty and gross, and you know, Steve deserves better than that. Also, guys, in this episode, you guys may watch it. If you do, you'll see me get my first mending shovel. I put Silk Touch on it thinking that was a good idea for grass, you know? I'm going to do a lot of terraforming. I also thought it would be good for snow, because I need snow blocks. You get snow layers from Silk Touching snow layers. So, I did a stupid. I did a really, really big stupid. But it's okay. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine, guys. Oh boy. You throw him around. Yeah, I don't respect Steve anymore. Just, bro doesn't deserve my respect anymore. Also, we should probably repair my fishing rod. I'm sorry, my shovel just a little bit, so we'll fish a little bit while everybody's getting here. Hi, Nikita. Welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Honeybun, thank you for submitting yours as well. Yeah, see, that's a weirdly worded question. I only play Minecraft myself. Yeah. Well, at least right now. There's nobody that wants to play Minecraft with me, so... Oh, well. You get a mending book soon. Anyway, exactly. This is... It's just... I'm spreading out all of my possibilities here, and fishing is just the best way to do it. Here comes the fishing. Yup. That is going to be huge, though, guys. Like... We're in trouble. We're in trouble. I don't know how that's gonna work. I kind of did a small sketch in creative. Do you guys want to see the sketch in creative? We could actually... Yeah, you know what? I'll pull it up. Here. You ready for this? So this is the creative world. We can turn that off. Alright. Boop. Alright, now I can fly around. So... that's where it would start, that green right there. And it goes... That's the center right there. And then it ends somewhere over right about there. So I did like about 1/8 of the sketching in creative. This took me about an hour to do. Just trying to get all the grading properly. And now I'm gonna freehand it in survival. Oh, that's a cute little project. Exactly. Thank you, Nikita. This is my baking soda volcano. It's 1/1000th size of Mount Vesuvius. And, you know, it's gonna erupt at some point, probably. I think it's about 75 blocks tall, 450 blocks in diameter. And the top is, that looks about 30, but it might be a little bit more. It's probably 30 in the short length because it's more ovular. Oblong. It's an oblong circle. So it's probably like 30 wide and maybe 50 long. I don't know. But yeah, that's the small sketch. So we're gonna build that in survival. All of it today. We're not stopping until I finish it. No, we will be taking a break. We will not be able to finish this by any means today. I got barely any of the snow placed earlier today, and that took me about 6 hours to get done. Also, to answer your question, James, we'll probably build a lava farm. I've got lava pools all around, so it's not that hard to source the beginning of the farm. But I also, I just need to get at least enough space for the nether portal room. I just need to get that done at some point, and then we can do the lava just fine with the nether. Honestly, the worst part about it is just I don't have access to quartz, netherrack, nether bricks, all those red blocks. I really need those So we'll see. The size compared to the village houses, yeah. It's gonna be pretty big. I thought that the forge was a little big. But we're building this now, and I stand corrected. Do you plan on filling the whole thing with source blocks of lava or just the top? Just the top. We'll kind of do a false floor. And, it should kind of sell the effect a little bit. We'll do a lot of lava inside, though, because we'll do some caves. And, there's gonna be, like, a temple inside of it. This just kind of spawned and went out of control. And I don't know what to do about it, because my thumbnail plan for the video was gonna be me looking at the volcano and saying something for the title as like, I built a super volcano, or I built Mount St. Helens. I don't know how to work with this. This isn't... What am I supposed to do with it? So that's gonna be a fun thing to figure out. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to finish enough of it in 5 days to make something happen there. We'll see. You again? How do I live stream? It depends on how you what device you're using. All of them have different methods to be live. YouTube also has its own set of requirements in order for you to even be able to stream as well. So, the best thing I could do for you is I would encourage you to look it up on Google, and it'll pop up a help article from YouTube themselves on how to live stream, and that'll cover all the use cases for you probably. But if you have a specific question about live streaming, I can usually help just fine with that. You realize this means you need to make Mount Vesuvius eventually? Yeah. It's only a matter of time. I mean, I was trying to stop myself, guys. I really was, but I think we're gonna have to build a mountain range. Because I'm seeing this, and it looks really cool, but I'm running into a slight problem. That is where the end of it was supposed to be. That spot right there. That was supposed to be the end. But as you can see, it's right up in the middle of the air because that mountain is so small. Oh my goodness, the mountain is tiny. I gotta figure out what to do about that. So I'm kind of thinking we'll extend it out that way. I'm hand motioning like it matters in the Minecraft space, but it doesn't. We'll do a VR stream at some point, and my hand motions will make sense. But somewhere out that way, I can punch that way. We'll start building some mountains after the volcano is in, I think. And that'll kind of help fill in that space a little bit, and we can build some cool things up there. I'd really like to build some really big, mithril mines of sorts, and I think we could do a lot of cool fictional fantasy type builds going that route. So that's something I really want to do. I got to figure out what in the world we're doing with that. I've kind of toyed around with possibly just moving it like up after we figure out wherever the layer of volcano is going. I might be able to grade it enough that we don't have to move it hardly at all. I don't know. It's a cool enough build, and it was supposed to go on top of the volcano, but unfortunately, I mean, the volcano is just that big. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, guys. I don't know what to do. I need to get a professional. I need to phone in a friend. I don't know what I'm doing. Gonna look so cool, though. What's new in Minecraft? Minecraft has a lot of new things coming. So the newest game drop that just came out about a month ago, they redid all of the baby mobs. They added a new flower that stops mobs from aging, and they made name tags craftable. They also made it so that deep slate and cobblestone, or deep slate and stone, can be used in a stone cutter to make cobble, deep slate, and cobblestone. Great change. This newest game drop that they're currently working on, they've got something called sulfur caves, which comes with new blocks called sulfur, which is like a yellow brick. And then they've got cinnabar, which is a red brick. And then they've got sulfur cubes, and these guys are kind of like slimes, but then you can put a block inside of them and they work like physics. They have like some sort of physics with them. And they just added a new thing that I'm really excited about, where you could put TNT inside of them and they'll blow up. So you can actually, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't gotten to play around with them yet, but I think you can make a TNT duper with them. So now Mojang can actually have an officially supported way to do TNT duping in the game and bring it to Bedrock. Because the current method is actually reliant on a bug. And it was never the intended way that Mojang wanted us to be able to do that, but they don't want to remove it because it's a heavily utilized farm. But I'm sure people will be able to utilize this in a good way that we could actually really have a cool tunnel boring system. We can have awesome world eaters and log farms and cobblestone generators using these sulfur cubes. It's one of the best changes Mojang has brought to the game in a long time. And then they also have another thing with potent sulfur where it can occasionally shoot up like a geyser out of it, and it launches mobs up in the air. I'm really curious to see how that looks because it may be useful for like fountain builds. I could see it being really cool for that, so I'm excited to see how it goes. I haven't gotten to play around with it. Like I said, I've been really busy recording this video. Unfortunately, it's eaten up a lot more time than I thought it would. I was like, oh yeah, it'll be a quick recording session. We'll do like 5 hours today, 5 hours tomorrow, and then edit, and then we'll be done. Sorry guys, this video might be late. It just depends on what I'm willing to say is the minimum viable video in order to call it finished. So we'll see. We will see. At the very least, I do want to build my nether room within this video if I can, because I would want episode 10 to be about going to the nether. But also, like, with how big this volcano is, it easily could be like a 3-part series, or 3-part video. So I don't know, we'll see. I also wanted to do a episodes 1 through 10 recap. Every 10 episodes, I'd like to make a recap for you guys, so that for those of you who haven't been watching every single video, you can quickly catch up on what's new in the series. And then, eventually at episode 100, I'd like to do an episode 1 through 100 recap. But it's one of those things, it's just really tricky, because you never know what's going to happen in your world. And my options are either I slow down and only upload videos when they're ready, Forever World videos when they're ready, or I... Where did that go? Did it go in my inventory? I didn't see it. Oh, it's up here, okay. We need to sleep because mobs are going to start spawning all over the place and I don't want to mess with them. Also, turn down my render distance. Oh my goodness. I was running at 32 chunks. It's great, don't get me wrong. But my bedroom is toasty. Oh my goodness. It is hot today. Dang it. Okay. Let's go kill some mobs. 1-to-1 scale. Yeah, Mount Vesuvius, 1-to-1 scale. Consider it done. Honestly, the biggest deterrent for me to doing any 1-to-1 real-life builds is just because the build limit is still too small for a lot of that stuff. Like I was talking about earlier, Mount St. Helens, I think it caps out on the height limit, so you can't actually build it full scale. So I need to, if I were going to do any big builds that need like a lot of head clearance, I'm seriously debating getting a data pack that extends the height limit up to like 512 or something like that. That'll give me an extra 500 building blocks space, so we could go way up. But I don't want to I don't want to limit myself, and I don't want people to look at the world and say, you modified it, so it's not vanilla anymore. Not that that, like, matters, I think. At the end of the day, you know, if you're building cool things, I think people could care less that you modified it a little bit. But I could be incorrect on that. Emerald's Ace, hello! How are you guys doing? Welcome on in, Raiders. What were you guys up to today? We are just playing on my Minecraft Forever world. And we are currently fishing, but we will be working up on... Where is it? Wait. You can't even see it! You can't even see it from here! Oh! Hang on, let me bump that back up to like 16. That should be enough. We're working on that. That's gonna be a volcano, like, soon. So, it's gonna be a fun project. It'll last me probably about 2 months at this rate. And, I'm excited to see what happens. Boop. Oh, and you. Alright. Can we, like, scooch everything over? There we go. Whoa, big volcano. Yeah! Yeah, it was supposed to be that big. I thought I was going to finish it at the end of the week. And then it just kept growing. And now I'm not sure when we'll finish it. But that's okay. How was your stream, Emeralds? Did some building on Pokepia. Oh, okay, nice. Very nice. I've seen a lot of my friends are playing. And I haven't gotten to see much gameplay myself. But I've seen a lot of people in the category. So I need to poke in at some point when you're playing and catch some gameplay. Also, if you need to raid and run, do any of the post-stream things, please feel free to do so. We're just chilling today. Nothing too crazy. That's a crazy pull, Jams. That's a crazy pull. Ouch. Alright, fine. For those of you who don't know, I am working on a video game called OMNIA. It has been a work in progress for over 2 years now, and I'm only just now almost done with the main menu. So, you can kind of understand just a little bit about why that may be the pull. What will be finished first? Okay, Omnia volcano. That hurts. That hurts. Ouch. Thanks. How are you flying? I have a mod that allows me to detach my eyeballs from my skull. It's called FreeCam. It's a pretty cool mod. It's by Hashalite. It's a very good mod. It just allows me to get easy pictures. But as you can see, I'm not actually moving. I'm just able to see things. So I use it a lot to help get you guys a better perspective on things, because I can see what I'm looking at and I can tell what I'm focusing on, but I know it's not always easy to follow my train of thought. So I do that a lot to try to help you guys understand. I recommend it even if you aren't big into Pokemon. It's a very chill game. Minecraft vibes without feeling a Minecraft ripoff. Okay, I'll have to check it out sometime. That's awesome. Sweet. Well, thank you, Gid, for the raid. I appreciate you, dude. It's 50-50, Omnia Volcano. I will say, honestly, for the Omnia believers, you're not that far-fetched, depending on what we call finished. Like, I never imagine me saying the game is at a state that I just have nothing else to add. because I will always, it's going to be like Minecraft. I will always be updating it, adding new features, because it's one of those open-ended games where you can always use new mechanics. You can always use new custom crafted stories. More depth within the lore. You can always use more of that. So, I never foresee myself finishing Omnia in that sense. The volcano is going to take me a while. Especially if I decide that I do want to start adding onto it and do mountains out in the background behind it. Just to give you guys an idea, I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. If I had elytra wings, this would be so much faster. This is the one reason I'm kind of debating starting to speed things up again, is because flying around in free cam, it's fine. I don't mind doing it. It's just kind of slow. But out this way, as you go further and further away, I'm just going to turn off shaders so I get the LODs. I'm kind of imagining we can extend the mountains out that way a little bit. And it will have a slow grade drop off. And then there will also be mountains out that way. I don't know how far they'll go, but it'll be a slow grade drop off. Essentially, I'd just be building my own Rocky Mountains, and I think that would be really, really sick. I wouldn't be opposed to that. The problem is I don't know how much mountain building people would really want to see from me, and I don't know how much mountain building I really want to do, especially by myself. That might be at the point where I start calling friends and saying, hey, do you want to hang out on my forever world and help me? And because I have been pretty open about this. I will not ever close myself off to the idea of having a friend join me on the forever world for a episode or two, just to do a project or a couple of projects. That's how I view my collab opportunities. You know, I really do want to do collabs, honestly. It's just the Forever World doesn't present itself naturally with those opportunities. That's kind of the joy of SMP content. A lot of the time, because you already know people on the server, or they already know you, or it's out of necessity, people will talk to each other, and it creates a lot of collab opportunities, which are really good. In my case scenario here, though, we don't really have that. My collab opportunities is I found a really good build idea, and it's in somebody else's build style that I already know, and I can ask them, do you want to help me at least design it, or do you want to hop on the world and help me actually build it? You know, those kinds of things. And I want to do some collabs, because I haven't gotten to do any on YouTube ever, I don't think. I'm trying to think, have I done any? I don't think so. I don't think so. I never said what volcano. That's a fair statement there. Yeah. I mean, the thing about volcanoes, this was one thing I was also struggling with. A lot of volcanoes aren't just one volcano, but rather a cluster of them. They're usually, where there's one, there's a lot, or there's a decent amount of them. So that's kind of the thing I was also struggling with here was, do I just build one big volcano, or do I build one big one and then a couple of medium-sized ones nearby, and then also build a few small ones? I definitely know that when Cinnabar and Sulfur come in, I would like to build some sulfur pools around here, because that's kind of like the there's a real life equivalent to that in Yellowstone National Park. You can actually look it up, and there's underneath these, I believe they're called just sulfur lakes. There's volcanic activity, and they're saying like it could be very, very strong, like some of the strongest volcanic activity if it ever were to erupt. So it's one of those things that's kind of like, huh, I'm kind of curious about this. And the more I dig, the more I realize like there's a lot of good things about the timing of this, and I'm excited to see what I may come up with the new blocks when they get added to the Forever World. That all said, though, Jams, honestly, there's a solid chance I have a working, playable alpha out on Steam for Omnia before I finish the volcano. Because the current rate that I've been working on it, like, I am being slow, I'm being very meticulous, but a lot of it I'm not going to have to ever touch again because I'm being so meticulous about it. So right now I'm adding a whole bunch of performance settings so that when I start actually developing gameplay, I don't have to worry about crazy lag. You know, I turn down all my settings to test gameplay mechanics. I don't have to worry about, oh man, I set up the environment node too early and now these screen space reflections are causing so many issues. I guess I haven't mentioned that yet. I have added all the settings, or just about all of them, to my game menu. There's a few that I'm still missing. I need to do, what is it called? Texture filtering and texture scaling, I believe, is what the two settings are called. And basically what those do is it drops down the GPU and CPU usage because it uses lower quality textures, or it downscales the textures at range. It kind of ties into an LOD system, level of detail. So the further away things are, the less quality it needs to be used because your eye isn't going to be able to detect that anyway. Because, for example, if you see something out in the distance, for example, way out there, right now that's probably about like, I don't know, 100 pixels on my screen. Well, I don't need a full scale, you know, I don't need a full scale 2K texture at 100 pixels. You know, it's gonna look messy anyway. So you might as well downscale at a distance so that when it's that far away, it's only running the 112 by 112 texture or the 64 by 64 texture or whatever you go by. Same thing can be said about like texture filtering and all that. You can kind of turn down, or scaling, sorry. You can kind of turn down your textures so that they are always at a lower level of detail, so that less stuff is having to be rendered at all times by your computer because of how heavy the textures are. We'll see how it turns out, though. I haven't done those yet. I was up really, really late last night. I was up until, I believe, 4:30 a.m. working on those. And then by the time I got in bed, I just kept tossing and turning it until about like 7:30. And then I woke up at 10:30. Got out of bed, started recording the episode for today, for the Forever World. So I've been a busy guy. Lately. Yellow kind fellow. Hello, Water Ghost. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, dude. Also, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate that. Bop. 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 I'm gonna have to like clean up my inventory a lot soon. It's just a mess. Doing horrible. I've got exams all day. Oh, all this week. Dude, I'm so sorry. Exams suck. I got away without them, really. Well, not the same kind of exams. I mean, I still had my own version of it. But being homeschooled really helped with that. Next week, too. Oof. Sorry, dude. Good luck. I believe in you. You're a smart person. So, I believe in you. Oh, yeah, in the question of the day section of the most recent episode, you said someone else asked you about your building philosophy. Were you referring to me or someone else, if you can answer? I think it was you, yeah. And I should clarify it because it sounded like I maybe was upset. I don't care if you guys ask similar questions that were just asked. Like, it's okay. Because the building philosophy is actually, it's a similar idea as to what was asked in that episode of, the building process. But, ooh, wow, that's actually a kind of nice book. Wow. But we didn't really dive into, like, the philosophy itself of, like, deciding a style, picking out reference images, deciding how much of that reference image to take. You know, we didn't get really into the deep nitty-gritty of build philosophy. And I think I would probably want to tackle that in its own separate video, probably. I don't know. I have to kind of figure that part out. We'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna download shaders. Alright, sounds good, Jello. It's state testing. Oof. I believe in you. I do believe in you. You got this. I'm smart. King Reg of the Eggnog said I'm smart. You are, dude. I believe in you. You're probably smarter than me. Just for reference, I usually make my question of the day comment before I get there. If I make one, that's fair. That is completely and totally fair. I haven't picked out my current question of the day. I don't know when it's going to end up in the video yet, so I may have to save it until after the video is fully recorded and then figure out where it's going to go. This one will probably end up in a time-lapse because I have a feeling it's going to be a time-lapse heavy day. I mean, we've got a lot of building up there to do, so we'll see. I don't get too excited, Fish Boy. Dang. Oh, I guess I can't boost my ego that much. Yeah, Nikita says no, sorry. Oh my goodness, I am like burning hot. I don't know what's wrong. It's just hot today. I'm trying to remember, there were some other things I've done this week. It's hard. There's a lot of things I'm trying to get done at this like current moment. We finished up all the King SMP stuff that I promised for this year. I kind of soft promised. I didn't really promise, but I said I wanted it. But I'm just not seeing any physical way to actually get there. I did kind of say Season 4 would happen this year, but I just don't foresee that happening. So I finished that off. My other promises right now that I'm just trying to fulfill for this month is getting the main menu done for Omnia. I'm willing to let it bleed over a week into next month, but I don't want it to go like super, super deep either. And then I owe you guys a Forever World episode by the end of this week, but I could honestly probably delay it one singular week if it makes a better episode. So we'll see. Outside of that, like I've actually finished most of my goals for this month that were at least high priority. And I'm so excited about it because it means next month is going to be so much like lighter on me. The more stuff I'm actually able to get done, the better. And it just makes me a happier person in general. You know, when I'm low-key sick, but I still had to go to state testing and don't have a fever, so I still have to go. Oof, I'm sorry, dude. I think it's crazy. Like, that's the one metric we use when it comes to, like, whether we should or shouldn't go places, whether or not somebody has a fever. And, like, I get it. Like, that's the easiest telltale sign of if somebody's probably contagious. But if somebody's not feeling well, then it doesn't make any sense having them go do stuff because they're going to perform worse. Now, I get it if, like, they somehow conveniently 3 or 4 times now have found a way to be sick when they need to not be sick. Then you kind of go, okay, I'm sorry, but you have to take it while sick. I get that part, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not to mention, not everything is contagious only because you have a fever. Plenty of other sicknesses don't require a fever and can still spread. So it's I don't know. I think we could get a lot better about infectious disease. But what do I know? I barely passed. Actually, I didn't barely pass. I shouldn't say that. I was a smart kid for a lot of things. The worst parts was honestly just math. I was not good at math. I didn't really get good at math, I think, until I had to start teaching my brother. And at that point, I was able to help him with algebra just fine. I was kind of starting to understand geometry a lot better. It was just, I was so young when I took it the first time that I kind of missed some of the basic building blocks. And that's kind of the trouble that you run into with math. If you don't understand one topic of it, a lot of things start lagging behind because you don't fully understand it. You know, take into account like fractions, for example. You can't have a fraction without division. So if you don't fully understand how to divide, fractions suck. And that took me a long time to figure out that that's why I was really bad at fractions when I first learned them. A similar story to like algebra. Just not fully understanding the order of operations really screwed me over on a lot of occasions. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have an internal monologue, and when I close my eyes, it's just black. My mind is empty except for my thoughts. That's interesting. I'm not that way. I can not see things, but I do see things in my head, usually a lot. If I'm thinking of something, I see it. The internal monologue, though, I definitely have that. And it's weird. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I read that. I was just born this way. Yeah, that's interesting. So, like... say... yeah, when you close your eyes, you see nothing. Can you, like, picture things in your head, though? I'm always curious about this, because there's a couple different versions of that, from my understanding. No? Okay. Because my next question was going to be, is it 2D or 3D? Is it in color or not? That's insane, though. I can't imagine life without it, without, like, the internal monologue. It's just, it's a part of me. You just need a good teacher for maths, because, you know, you need to understand every part of it good enough to build on it. I didn't have a good teacher. Yeah, I felt that. Yeah, I reached the point where my parents couldn't help me anymore with math, and I was homeschooled. So, we had friends try to help us, but they just weren't able to explain it in a way that helped me understand. I really didn't grasp math until I was older. And I think there was just an element of I didn't reach a mental complexity, I guess, to be able to understand exactly what I was doing. And I really sucked at memorizing things, so in algebra and geometry, you had to memorize how to do those things. Like, for example, to find the opposite side of a triangle, you do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, you know, you have to remember that. And then you also gotta, like, understand how to take the square root if you need the exact side, because, well, I mean, you don't have to, but, you know, you can cancel things out. It's just, it's one of those things, it's like, it's annoying. Let me tell you guys, it is annoying working on math equations. I can't do it. I just can't. I really, 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 really hate doing math. Now, there are some kinds of maths that I do like. I like doing money math. That one's fun. I enjoy that. But I don't like doing just like... I like practical math, I guess. That's the thing. I have only ever used algebra a couple of times in my life, and it was usually only for Minecraft related things. Same thing with geometry. Like, I've never had to use it in my actual day-to-day world. Practical math, though, things like money math, accounting, or, you know, just basic simples, you know, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I can do that. That's fine. That's something that you actually do use. Even simple geometry, like, I don't mind doing that either. But, you know, you learn some of that even back in, like, 2nd grade. Like, how to find the area of a square or rectangle or whatever. Base times height. Not to mention, you can also find the perimeter. All that. Like, you know, that was all taught pretty early. But when I say, I guess, geometry, I mean more so the complicated stuff that was there for no reason. Like, how many times am I gonna have to find the radius of a circle that's embedded inside of a triangle that also happens to be embedded inside of a square? Like, I'm sorry, I don't need to find any of that. I've never, ever, ever needed to find any of that. And I don't know why that's like a thing that is almost, I mean, it is a mandatory class of sorts. It's just crazy to me. That seems peaceful. My mind never shut up. I can kind of relate. It makes me really good at math. I don't know why. I use trigonometry to find strongholds. That would make sense. That does make sense, because you use the angles and you use distance to find exact locations. Swifty, welcome on in. Thank you for paying your taxes. I appreciate it. However, I still don't know trig. Why am I here? Huh? I'm missing some context to that, I think. You know, that's a good question, though. Why are you here? I'm sorry. No, we like having you here. It's good to see you, dude. Wrong account. There you go. Okay. Boop. Okay, we need to go up there and start working on things. I really don't wanna. Okay. I mean, why am I here on the wrong account? Ah, I gotcha. Okay. I'm really tempted to just make another shovel. And just suck it up. Because the problem I'm running into right now is this is a pain in the butt. Because I'll show you guys what you have to do. So I have to sit here, I have to mine all that. Then I have to build up and make them into blocks. Because you can't craft them. And then you have to break those blocks. And then you have yourself snow blocks. It's annoying. Like, there is no way around it. It is just, that is annoying. And I need a lot of snow. Like, probably another... I don't know. Probably another... Maybe a chest full. I don't know. Probably. Somewhere around that. I cannot find my King SMP book, so I have no clue where my base areas are. Do you remember what outpost you were close to? And have you considered downloading, like, Voxy? That's how I got to a lot of bases, because a lot of people didn't put their locations down after I told them several times, mark your locations in the book. People just don't listen. They don't follow instructions, and oh my goodness. Somebody's gonna get their neck snapped over that. I'm sorry. Just, you guys, I'm sorry. Some of you guys are great, some of you guys aren't. Anyway. The point to that was, there were some bases that I needed to find in order to put them into the montage and all that. And I couldn't find the bases because nobody marked them in the books. So I had to turn on Voxy, open up, like, have it load all the chunks. And I could see like 2,000 chunks away. And then I just teleported to each outpost and looked around to find bases. And it helped pretty good. So that might be an option for you if you need it. I switched to this count seems more right. Yeah. Definitely. 100% marked mine somewhere in some book. I really do remember reading a book from you, but I don't recall reading it when I was putting stuff into the library. Like I said, the only stuff I removed was people that made political statements with their books. Just because that was against the rules in the server to do political statements. And, I mean, I wasn't gonna... I didn't really feel like it was something that needed to be said in Minecraft, you know? Minecraft is a video game, the real world is not. Am I crazy for that? Maybe. I don't know. So those are the only books I threw in. I don't recall your book being one of them. There were some books that I liked that somebody made one, and for some reason I want to say there was a reason I threw it out, and I want to say it was because, not that it was inappropriate, but it was like, I think it dove too deep into like some drama maybe. I don't remember. There was one that I had to throw away because of that. And it was really upsetting because it was a really good book outside of that. I mean, did you just throw them away in a certain spot? No, I burned them. What's up, dude? Hi, it's good to see you. Adriano. Okay. There was a few dramas that happened over the course of King SMP, so it didn't surprise me that some people wanted to write about it. It was just I don't know why that's what people wanted to remember. You know, when you make a time capsule, it's usually things that you want to go back and actually have fond memories of. And a lot of people, they kind of documented the history of the server, which is fine. Like, I didn't mind it too much, but there was a lot of people who wanted to add things in there, and like, it was, you know, it wasn't my favorite thing. You can craft snowballs, 4 snowballs, 1 snow block, but your shovel's silk touch is the only thing with mending. Ah, yep. I didn't realize that until it was too late. I had already put silk touch on there, and I was like, does this make snow layers or snow balls, or does it, you know, what does it do? I found out the hard way that life just sucks. That's how that's gonna go, and that's just how it is right now. Alright, let's go up there and start working on the next side. Let's just get a full width view of the volcano. This is gonna be big. It's gonna be really, really, really big. Oh. There is actually one solution, snowblock farm. Snowblock farm. How do you make... What? It auto-crafts shovels and compacts the snowballs. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. Be faster than your system at the rate. Yeah. The thing is, it's like, I don't need, like, a ton of snow. I mean, I do need a lot. You can see here. Like, I only have a quarter of this part done, and it's a small quarter. It's not even one of the big sides. So I don't know. I gotta decide some things, I think. But we'll see. We'll get there eventually. We also didn't really bring enough cobblestone for this, but that's okay. So over here... It's down 15, right? Hang on, I've got my notes stored somewhere. I just want to make sure I do this right. I'm gonna see if you show what you do with my book in your stream. Alright, sounds good. For some reason, I thought I handed it back to you. But maybe I didn't. So yeah, first layer down is 5, then it's 20. Okay. So I actually need 19, not 14. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, and then it goes over by inventory data didn't transfer over. Yeah, no, I deleted all that. You guys had like a stupid amount of data in player data. There was, oh my goodness. I think it was there like 300 gigabytes, or not gigabytes, sorry, 300 megabytes in player data alone. And, like, admittedly, a lot of that was just in the big player files, but I didn't want to go through and only delete. I didn't want to have to go through and search each and every UUID to see the players that may download the world and the ones that were no names. So I decided to delete everybody, except I think mine's still in there. It might be. but I don't recall me having access to the book, so. All right, so now we go 25 over. Okay. Boop. I need Swift Sneak so badly. Oh my goodness, that'd be so good. I might have a copy of your player data still somewhere, Swiftu. So if you absolutely can't find it and it may still be in your inventory, then let me know and I'll take a look tonight and see if I can find it. I might just have to unzip a couple of files. I don't know. It would have to, well, you would have logged out where everybody else logged out, which was at my base, so that wouldn't change anything. I hate people who talk in class more than the actual teachers. At some point, they never change. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. People that don't pay attention in class, I mean, they're not gonna learn anything. That's just the sad truth. It's a very unfortunate truth, actually. The next level is another 20, and then it goes over by 50. So we need 19. And then 49. Illiteracy in adults has been spiking for a while, by the way. That doesn't surprise me. Illiteracy in general is just off the charts. I mean, it's not even just adults. Kids are struggling. Adults are struggling. Most people really couldn't care less about anything, and that's sad. It's been an ongoing problem. And I mean, we've always had that issue. I think it's just people have too much access to too much information. Like, don't get me wrong, I've said it multiple times. I love the internet. There's a reason I'm on it right now. But it has done us so much harm having access to everything all the time. You know, why would you not panic when you see the things happening across the world all the time? I mean, you know, it was one of those things you'd only ever see whatever was printed in the paper, which you could argue is a bad thing, but also at the same time, it was kind of good because there's only so much your brain can take before it's overwhelmed. And I feel like that's where we're just at as the human race. You know, people are just overwhelmed. And I don't blame them. Should Reg shave the beard? Is it already back enough that you can see it? I trimmed it down a decent amount. I do need to trim it again though, yes? Jeez. Alright. Let me pull it up. I'm looking at Augustu right now. Oh boy. Yeah, August to me was a different character in his entirety. Should Reg shave the beard? Yay or nay? Thank you. I'm gonna assume Admiral did that. I don't think. I would assume. I don't know. Maybe Admiral. I don't know who else would have done it. Thanks, Admiral. I was gonna say I don't have any other mods. For a second, I was like, I went back to the day where I had Unreal, I had Lunar, I had Admiral, I had I had a ton of mods back in the day, guys. I was eating like a king. I didn't have to even look at you guys. You don't understand how good you have it now. I have to watch you. Because who else will? I'm looking at August you right now. 10 gifted to do it on stream right now. It would get all over the floor though. That's like the only thing. I would consider doing it if it weren't for how gross it would be. It would be all over the floor. But I mean, for 10 gifted, I would consider it. Trash can, that is a good idea. Broom. I know you're just kidding though, Swifty, don't worry. 20 gifted for you to not shave it. Oh boy, now we're going one-on-one here. I like it. I like it. So right there, right? Boop. I do like the 50-50 split there on should I shave or should I not. I'm kind of the mind that I probably should. I don't... It's not that I don't like having the beard. I like it being shorter. I mean... I did just buy a new trimmer. So it probably will go down a little bit. I bought that 2 weeks ago, I don't know. It's a very good trimmer. Should it stay or should it go now? Should I stay or should I go? Boom, bow, no, no, no. Amy, also it's good to see you. Hope your hiccups go away. And thank you for submitting your taxes. I like when you shave because people assume I'm older. I like it when I shave because people assume you're older. You know, me personally, it's not that I don't want to be old, it's just I would rather not look ancient. And I think the facial hair really adds a lot to my face, and it doesn't do me many favors. So I just as soon take it all down. On the other side though, like it has been growing in a lot more thick, so maybe it'll look good. I don't know. I don't like messing with it too much. What do we got? What's the next one? It's 20. See, it's 45 diameter, but you split that in half for the radius because we're on one side, so it would be 23, 22, 23. I don't know. We'll go with 23. What? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Good. I always get assumed younger than my younger sister. Oof. It's a good problem to have, though. You know, I don't... The worst part about people assuming you're young is sometimes they assume that you don't know what you're talking about. That's honestly the only part about being... young that I hate is people treating you like you don't know anything, because how could you know anything? You've lived for... Oh my goodness. Jams, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Holy crap, dude. Thanks. Nikita, Swiftu, Amy, and Emmy, and Lady Lorax. Thank you. Make sure to say thank you to Jams. Wow, this is a bribe. I'll tell you what, it'll stay a little bit longer, because I think that's what you wanted, right? Holy cow, though, dude. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Also, apparently, Hype Train. Thank you. I thought you read my name wrong. No, it's analyst is also Amy, so it's Emmy and Amy, and I'm confused. What did I do there? Wait. Did I go down too far? I did something wrong. You know what? Volcanoes aren't symmetrical. Keep it for a month. How about that? Let me see. I've got some official business I need to be somewhat maintained for. I will keep it, but I may have to trim it just to keep it at an even length across the board. But I will keep it. So just let me see what that looks like. For a month. That'd put us... you know, I could probably make that work. It's gonna make it a pain in the butt to trim, but that's okay. Hey Siri, remind me in 1 month to shave.
Okay,
All right. There you go, Jams. I will keep it for a month. Never mind, you pass. Happy Microwave, welcome on in. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. Aha, you win, dude. I can't beat that. I mean, bribes will get you everywhere with me, guys, okay? They just will. So how do we want to handle this? That's kind of what I'm struggling with here. Remember, everyone has a number. Exactly. For me, it just happens to be, was that 5 gifted? Yeah. I try not to pay attention to the number. The fact that somebody would spend money on me is the part that just blows my mind. So, thank you for the 5 gifted, just to make that a formal thing, and so I have it in my head. For me, apparently, it's 5 gifted subs, and I'll probably do just about anything. So, just throwing that out there for you guys. Listen, I'll tell you guys something, okay? I will tell you guys something. Can I? There we go. We need to turn down our render distance. Oh my goodness, lag. You know, I've gone on the record saying this, I think. So I don't mind saying it again. But there are very few things in life that it's like, this is exactly what I feel like I'm supposed to do. And I'm sure you guys have like stuff like that, maybe possibly too. Where it's just like, this is the exact thing I should be doing right this second. And, you know, nothing would change that. It's kind of like that with me and streaming and with game development and all that. And so, yes, I have a number on a lot of things, and it's because it helps me stay within that space of being able to do exactly what it is that I feel like I'm supposed to do. So, yeah, 5 gifted subs is all it takes to get me to do things. Dopamine? Oh, dude, I love dopamine. Do you guys love dopamine? This is the only thing that gives me dopamine. Well, I shouldn't say this is the only thing. I'll tell you guys what, though. Like, out of everything I've done, I have put in more time on game development this last month than I have anything else. Just on week 3, I spent 9, 15, 19, 21.5, 22.5, 34. I spent 34 hours a couple weeks ago just working on Omnia. The week after that, I spent an additional, it looks like, just quickly counting that up, that's over 10, 15, 20, 22. I spent another 22 hours there, and then this week I've already spent, and mind you, it's only Tuesday, I've already spent 11 hours working on developing that darn video game. Like, I don't know what's with it, but I am loving game development right now. And I love content. I don't know what's happened. It's just there's a fire in it. I gotta do it. And if I don't know what would happen to me. So I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. And I love seeing the updates. You gotta update us more. The title screen looking sick. Do you guys want to see an update right now? I can show you guys an Omnia update right now. It's not been posted anywhere. Yes? Alright. Let me see how I can set this up so I don't dox myself. Do edit project. Do it? Okay. Find and mine 1 million stone on King server. A. Dude, Elfie, his server is so cool. You guys don't even understand. Like, genuinely one of the coolest places ever. I'm going to... what would be the best way to do this? You didn't even see my base in months. I haven't. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Do I have a display capture? I usually hate doing display captures. But I feel like that's the only way I'm going to be able to do this one. So I'm going to do it. It's going to be really loud, so I'm going to have to turn it down. Add. Where is it? Where's the display capture? Did they get rid of it? No, I'm just an idiot. Okay. Add display capture. I want the primary monitor. Okay. That is really big. Okay. And then I just need to add that over here as well. Where's my display capture? Okay, display capture added. Okay. You guys ready for this? Ooh, wow, okay. I don't know what I just did. What did I do? I don't know what I did. Okay, put that there. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm confused thoroughly. Okay, so if I gotta open up Minecraft first. Turn off sounds, okay. Okay, I gotta turn off display capture so that I don't dox myself, and then pull up that so that I can show it to you guys. And then I gotta turn down desktop audio because it's really flippin' loud. Okay. This is Omnia right now. You guys can't hear that at all. It's really loud. You guys have no clue. I'm gonna just turn it down on my headphones. So I've got all the splash screens in, or just the two that I have to have. Well, have to. You don't technically have to have any. I may add some though for the game engine. Godot doesn't require you to have one. but I might put one in there just because they're a really good game engine. I may do one for some other possible things that I've got added into the game as well that are tools. Obligatory mention here. The music is by Deadly Sloth. That guy's insane. Really talented. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'll turn it up just a little bit more. But I don't want it to be too loud. You should make something like Ultra Kill devlogs for Omnia. I'm hoping to do a monthly update, but that's a tentative thing. I don't want to, like, promise that. So as you can see, this is, like, not all that impressive, right? But you can change the datapad colors. And you can even turn it off. You can turn it back on. You can press play or mod tools. Settings, though. This has been something I've been working on way too much lately. And so in audio, you can use master volume. You can use music volume. I don't have sound effects yet, but that does work. It's connected to an audio bus, but nothing plays through it. So, you know, I can... No music. Music. No music. Music. You know, it's fun. What do we got here? The graphics menu does work. So if I press full screen, boom, full screen. Ooh, lag. Holy cow. Okay, maybe we don't do full screen on stream. Good to know. Wow. There's also graphic presets. Or you could just change things yourself. So I'll just turn down the render scale, for example. And now it looks like crap. See? Pretty cool, huh? You can go back in, you can select the potato quality, set it to 30 FPS. It's on the lowest quality already. Go back. Even more crap. Pretty cool, right? You can turn up your view distance, and you'll see back there more cubes. Holy lag. Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad. That's good testing, though. That's good to know. We'll turn back up the render scale, because I do need that. I don't have all these buttons working. For example, like VSync on and off does work. Like, it toggles on and off the label. But shadows on and off doesn't. You're still watching a slideshow. I'm so sorry, guys. Add something below potato and call it analog horror. Looks like something I see without glasses, and it looks right in my face. Yeah, no kidding. So like you got a lot of control over things. Unlimited, it usually actually runs fine. Uncapped FPS is probably what caused a lot of issue there, if I had to guess. And I don't have resource tunneling done properly, so I do need to be careful of some of that, probably. I'm trying to think if there's any other easy ones that you can see. For example, shadows. You can kind of see one right there. If I turn it off, it's gone. So settings menu works. And just for functionality's sake, like, okay, you can see it's red. That's not just a trick. Like, I could turn it all off, and it's all black now. I could technically turn it to there, and you'll see the fingerprint textures that I have stored on the screen. Not that you'd really want to see it, but you can. You can. What's with the floating gray platforms? It's just placeholder material. Eventually, it'll be scrap. But I don't really have the willpower to make more textures for that at the moment. So, that's why it hasn't been changed over. But it's one of my items on the to-do list. After settings is fully done and complete, I have to decide between disabling the mod tools button or having it set up so that you guys can actually still click it. It just won't take you to actual mod tools yet. Until there's actual gameplay, I don't want to add mod tools. What does the play button do? Nothing. But you do know what does stuff? The quit button. The quit button does work. The quit button does indeed work. And then just one more thing. If I run it again, I can skip the this stuff, and it'll still play the music. Oops. Settings. Audio. Turn that back down. The colors mix, yeah. So it's a oh, what do you call it? It's a shader material, and you control the shader with I guess the best way to show this. Hang on. Let me make sure I cap my FPS again so this doesn't break. We'll cap it to 30. Hello, IKMX. Hello, welcome on in. You're showing off OMNIA Rift. Yes, I am. So one of the cool things I can show you guys here is, I don't know if you can see it very well, but the reflections, or the lighting, is actually casting onto the dials. So if I change it to green, for example, it's green light now. Same thing if I change it to red, it's red light. Purple, or magenta, really. That's more of a purple. So it changes the lighting color, it changes the shader materials, and then, of course, you can just turn off the screen. But yeah, it's color materials. So you've got red, green, blue, which just creates white if it's all on, or you can turn it all off and make black. You got RGB, and then you've got alpha. And then this is a brightness one, so it controls the lighting brightness, but you can hardly tell. It's kind of a bug, but it does exist. You can kind of see it when I'm playing around with it. But if I turn it all the way down, it kind of just resets. So there's a bug there. Why does it start with the end of Undertale Geno? I don't know what that is. I didn't play Undertale, I'm sorry. Red light, green light, yeah, you could boop, and then and like I said, it stores, so you can actually have it here. Oh, interesting. Did I leave alpha into it? I did, okay. I was gonna say, you shouldn't be able to see the screen texture as clearly as you do here, but you do. Sacrilege. It's just not my style of game. I don't know. That's okay, though. You should make the buttons into full 360 color dials to make infinite mixable colors. Like each dial is 0 to 365 color values. So technically, you could make any color. Technically, you can right now, because what I have it set to is the R value is a range. It's clamped range. The dial is a clamped range of 0 to 1. And so you have all the range between that, 1 being 100, 0 being 0. And that translates over to the RGB value. So 100 is the maximum red, 0 is the it is the beginning of red, so no red. Sorry, that was really hard to come up with there. So like you can get probably any color there. It's just a matter of actually trying to get there. It can be a little tricky, truthfully. I mean, I'm trying to think, what's a color? Like, for example, if you wanted yellow, that's probably as good as you could get. See ya, James. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. And thank you again for the gifted subs, dude. You're amazing. We'll catch you another time. We will indeed catch you another time. When it's not... What's another color that would be kind of difficult to get to? I'm trying to think. You can get white. That's magenta. That's cyan. That's basically default material right there with slightly less green. So it's kind of more like that. The thing that you just... there's probably some colors that are really, really hard to get to. That's the only thing. Because of the way I have it set up, it does clamp it so tight. Purple? Purple would be... there-ish? Purple? Yeah, that's purple. Pink would be less blue, more red. Probably a little bit more green. So there's pink. You just got to get really, really good with your colors. That's the only thing about it. I'm really happy with this, being able to go into your settings menu like this. And it does have a scroll bar. The settings just haven't been all implemented yet. But my next row of settings that I add, they will add the scroll bar into it because it's just going to be that much. And then perhaps my favorite thing is when you press quit, you'll see it, the tablet powers off. So you'll see it there. It's small things like that make it a world of difference. And I'm happy with it. I don't think I have really anything else I can show you guys. There's no gameplay. You know, I can't just take you guys and see all the secret things. There's nothing there. But next up will be the character creator. And I've been toying around with it. If I can get it done in a good enough amount of time and it look good, I would like to maybe play around with it and have it so that you guys could actually test it for me and share characters that you made in like Discord, for example. I may put out an early build for that. We'll see. Because I need help testing some of this stuff because I'm testing it on my hardware. So, you know, I'm running an RTX 3070. You know, that's not going to eat through everything, but it's going to be able to run most things just fine. But when you get to things like, you know, a lower end graphics card, let's say a 20 series card, or you go with even a 10, you know, it may start to wear down just a little bit. And I want to test it with a large range of hardware. And the goal is there will be on first launch, the game will detect, and it actually does. It does detect your hardware. I can't test that accurately because I only have one system. Also, I am severely out of sync, so I'll fix that here in a second. I'm just closing out things. But Reg PCAP showcase, okay. Showcase. Boop. Whoa. Do you have enough clankers out there, or oh boy. Alright, let me go and fix that audio problem so that you guys don't have crazy out of sync audio there. I'd like to see a small character creator be added. That would be cool. Like a short person character creator, or like what do you mean by small, I guess, is my question there. There we go. That's better, right? It's still a little off, but it's not as bad. It's also really quiet. It's only quiet because it's in my ear quiet. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. And then I need to turn this back up. There you go. Okay. Like small as in small version or the full feature? Okay, yeah. So the way I've been going about Omnia development lately, and I'm planning on trying to keep it that way ideally, is I go feature by feature. And so I'm planning one feature per month, basically. And I just try to find a good stopping point on that. Obviously, there will be updates later down the road. Like if I ever add aliens to Omnia, then we'll go through and we'll update the character creator so that you could be an alien. But right now, it's kind of like... So the main menu, once that's all complete, the next feature is well, I should probably also mention this. So I'm going feature by feature in the sense of based on what the player interacts with. So the very first feature is the splash screens. After the splash screens is the main menu. From the main menu, you can get to settings, so I added that. The quit button was an easy win. Next up would technically, I think, be mod tools because there's less buttons you have to navigate through, but I don't have mod tools ready, so I might just disable that button in its entirety for the time being until we have actual mod tools available for you guys. The character creator actually will be a mod tool. I want to be able to make it so that you guys can export your characters and share them on like the Steam Workshop, for example. And then you could import characters that people make to play as if you don't want to make your own. Because the idea I have for the character creator is we're talking like being able to paint on tattoos, painting on hairstyles, having a noise texture with a normal map attached to it, which probably doesn't mean anything to you guys, but it means something to me because that could be used for hair and skin textures. So that if you zoom really, really, really close to somebody's skin, the detail on it will have like those small bumps and cracks just due to noise textures. Like I've started thinking about this way too much. I'm really excited about it. But I want it to be a very deep and in-depth system that is worth using. You know, it's something I probably won't get right the first try, but I want to have it really, really good, though. Like, really, really good. Also, we need to work on this some more, so... what we're going to do is we need to go get some more cobblestone, and then we'll go out the back and try to get some things going there. Also, let me go check out those other pictures, Emmy. Boop. Whoa, dude. Holy cow. Those are beautiful. Also, those trees are just gorgeous. Dude, what the heck? You're awesome. Do you think that you could build in characters and their backstories and stuff, and characters in the world interact based off of that? Definitely, yes. Like D&D. Yeah, so kind of like, Bethesda games do this pretty well. There's a trait system. I don't know if that's what we're going to use for Omnia yet, but there's a chance that we may add that. Default scenario, I'm kind of thinking we'll make it so that the player starts fresh, because I don't have a working NPC system yet. So I don't want to make it so that you can just make your entire family tree and then, like, for example, do nothing with them. You know, they just exist there. So I don't know what that would look like yet. So right now it may just be that there is no trait system by default. Default scenario is what I'm just working on, and every update after launch, I definitely want to add new scenarios. So first scenario is you are on like this scrapped spaceship, and there's like this vessel. They're taking they're what are they? Not scrappers, scavengers. They're scavengers. So they're taking apart this spaceship, and you're on it. You've been seriously injured because of probably pirates. I think that's kind of the in-lore reason of why the ship has been defunct and why you're on it. And so you won't remember who you are. The authorities will come in and kind of help get you set up a little bit so that you understand what you're doing. And then, you know, the game kind of just goes from there. It teaches you some things, but I kind of want the galaxy to just be kind of like Minecraft, where you spawn in and you just kind of figure it out. You know, there's some things that are intuitive in video games. You know, for example, in a lot of first-person shooters, right-click and left-click do the same exact things. You know, that's just a very common thing in first-person shooters. There's a standard set of controls. So that's kind of what I want to do there is, you know, there's a lot of things that are intuitive because we already know how to do them in day-to-day life. But the game's not going to teach you necessarily just how to fly a spaceship. It's not going to teach you necessarily just how to craft everything or how to form an empire, you know. I'm intending to, when there is a full release available, I would like to try to build a wiki for the game so that people that don't want to try to figure it out can just look it up. But I really, really, really think the best way to play the game is to learn as you go, because it's meant to be this whole journey about becoming somebody. And part of that journey of becoming somebody that you're not is learning new things. And we don't get that in video games enough. I've done more since time to AFK till the Clankers statue up. Fair enough. They're really adorable as statues, aren't they? Let me be able to kill my parents in the game, Twitch. I meant in game. Yes, thank you for the clarification. I was thinking you had a big grudge or something. Swift doesn't get that joke. That's a really niche King Ragnar reference. Are you talking about the time I tried to kill my parents in Starfield? Yeah, that was bad. It was a good time, though. Are these commands? They're supposed to be. Let me see if I can fix that. What's going on? I told you to do it. That's true. You did. You did tell me. It's long before time had a name. Stream Elements. Is that the one that uses it, or is it Streamlabs? I think I use both. I use one for one of them, and then I use one for the other. So let me just get in here and fix it. Unfortunately, some of these bots, they just reset your permissions and decide that they don't want to be a part of your chat anymore. It's kind of annoying. Okay, what can I do here? Yeah, watch time should have worked, so I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on. All right, that should work. Also, I just got a new emote for participating in a hype train, I guess. Thanks. That's cool. Alright. Watch time is not working. Try again. There we go. Okay, that's working now. Is follow time working? I don't know. You guys should be able to do it now. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Blame Streamlabs. I told you to do it. There should be a low chance your parents just die seconds after your birth in the game. Oh, dude, that would be so sad. There's some things I struggle with in the game because I want to make it realistic, but I also want to make it fun. And so part of it is like, some of me wants to make it a sandbox in the sense that like the game just hands you the world and you're the one that causes things to happen. But I also want things to happen to the player so that if the player ever gets bored, it's not because they're not creative enough to go out on an adventure and find things to do, but it's because they've truly done everything the game throws at them. You know, the game is actually going to offer you many things in order to get your feet wet into certain ideas. So for example, like there's oftentimes going to be help wanted quests, and these are going to be like, you need to hire a crew to go do these things. And I really want to do that so that, okay, we need to go down 20. Yeah, hang on. Okay. You know, it'll encourage you to go hire a crew. And as you hire crew members, you know, some of them will want to stick around and they'll become your friends. And as you hire more crew, you start to build up the reputation, and NPCs may suggest that you make a guild. And eventually that guild may grow to a point where you guys are collecting bounties and all that, and then you become you become so rich and you have so many people at your will, and you have your own society on this little planet of yours that you form an empire. And then you can go and you have to defend your territory against people, and you have to form alliances with other empires. And, you know, the game will slowly encourage you to get your feet wet as you progress through things. You know, you can still take on big, crazy missions solo. Like, if you really wanted to, you could go to a war zone and try to fight it as a one-man army. But, you know, there's consequences to that. What do you invite to your front doorstep, you know? Let me tell you guys, I'm excited about the game. I am so excited. Also, I need to keep building. 120, so that would be 60, which means we need 59 of those. I'm one off. That's fine. It can be off a little bit. You could split into two modes as well, like sandbox and story. That's true. I mean, there will be some difficulty options, and that will definitely play a huge role in it. You know, in Omnia, you'll have difficulties that will change probably how hard the story hits in some cases as well. You know, you saw my game graphic menu. It's going to be very in-depth when it comes to gameplay as well. You know, we're not just talking about easy, medium, hard, but we're talking those plus realism modes. So, you know, how much influence does the player get over the world versus how much influence does the world have over the player? And likewise, you know, how is garbage cleanup handled? Because that's one of the things that I'm intending to make within the game. Because it's an open world game, you got to be careful that the world sizes don't get to be too big. Otherwise, you're going to run into a lot of issues where players are running out of storage on their PCs. It's creating lag, and you know how people get about lag. So garbage cleanup in the game basically just takes unused assets, unused NPCs, and planets and things of that nature, and it adds catastrophic incidents to them to kill them. So planets that have been loaded in once and then never were touched for another 1 year in game will probably get scheduled for deletion if a certain threshold is met within the game. So, if 50% storage space is used, then start scheduling things for deletion. And you can undo the scheduling for deletion. The game will give you a warning on that. In lore, it just gives you a news flash pop-up that says catastrophic events take place here, requesting urgent aid. And it may be like a huge meteor threatening this one planet. And if you don't care, then you just let the meteor hit the planet, it blows up, it becomes an asteroid belt, or in the case of a planet that you want to let live and it's an asteroid, then you blow up the asteroid before it hits, and then boom, you're the savior. You save the day, and people will love you for it. You get rewarded for doing the good things too. Where's my water? There it is. Also, I need to read your guys' stuff here. What do you got? Swiftu, you have been following for 3 years, 9 days, and 22 minutes. That is insane, dude. GG's. And watching for 645.58 hours. Thank you so much, dude. You're insane. You could split into 2 modes as well, like sandbox and story. I still can't wait for OMNIA speedruns one day. Like, the amount of categories would be wild. Oh, dude, could you imagine any percent? It would be OMNIA. I think there's gonna be some weird ones, like bake a cake speedrun, any percent. Gonna be kind of crazy. You have to make it possible to technically become the Pope. Imagine a Pope percent speedrun. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, yeah, that is in the plans. I never really thought about it that way, but yeah, it's gonna happen. This idea is so good, I have to DM it to you. Oh boy, okay. Your grandma has cancer. Give her free treatment, or she dies and gets deleted. That's awful. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so this was a 50. So we're here. We need to go down another 15, which we did. And it'll be another 50. Hey, Scrap, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well, dude. It's good to see you. What did you send me? Oh, that's a killer idea, Swiftu. I'm kind of mad that I didn't come up with that. Like, dude. Actually crazy. Alan Matthews, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I am mad that it has taken us that long to come up with that one. That is really good, Swiftu. Yeah, that's getting written down. Omnia legit means everything. So in everything, yeah. Man, that's a killer idea, dude. Just, wow. Okay, and then we need to go down another 15 for 25. I have 14 already. Cool. We're not getting this volcano done today, chat. We're not getting this done anytime soon. And that's okay. I'm having a good time. Why can't I come up with good movie ideas like this? I believe in you, dude. One day. You're gonna get it. You're gonna have a great one just pop to you in a dream. I've actually had a couple of good ones. But I don't. The thing is, I haven't figured out how it's supposed to end yet, and that's always where I struggle with, is finding the right ending. I can make really relatable characters, I can come up with like a really good plot line that is enjoyable, but I struggle with the ending because I want it to be satisfying. And sometimes that's hard to come up with. No need to bug you, but may I tell you? Tell me what? I meant, may I join? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, unfortunately you can't join. This is a single-player world. I used to have a viewer-joinable world, but it is no longer online. If you're looking for a good content creators viewer-joinable server, I would highly recommend checking out my friends, either King Elfie or Kitrix Live. Both of them have great viewer-joinable communities that you can join at any time, and they're both for Bedrock and Java. Highly recommend them. I moderate for both of them, so I can vouch that they are good people. And eventually, you know, one day I'll have my server back, and you'll be more than welcome to join that. I saw my first phantoms in the world a couple days ago. A couple in-game days ago, I should say. It was earlier today. Before stream, though. I tried to write a movie for Google and its founding, but very quickly found out why nobody has made it yet. If you can't make a good ending, just do a dream ending. That's so sad, though. It doesn't make it satisfying. That's the thing. Like, I want something that, like, either gut punches you at the end that's like, man, that was thought-provoking, and now I'm sad because it wasn't how I wanted it to end. Or, why am I pinged there? Okay, that's why. Gotcha. Or I want it to be satisfying in the sense that, like, somebody actually, the guy that you wanted to win won at the end, you know? That's kind of the big thing. Because a lot of the stories that I actually want to tell, they're kind of about me. Like, I don't mean to make everything about me, but guys, it's all about me, okay? Just throwing it out there. It's all about me. Everything is. But, you know, like, there's a lot of lessons in my life that it's kind of like, I like that. And it's not that I want to make it, I don't want to change the ending, but I don't want to, like, the ending isn't very satisfying in the way that I lived it, you know? But I felt like it's a compelling enough story that I would like to tell at some point in time. This is huge. Like, massive. Also, I'm just gonna have to turn off shaders because the fog is gonna mess with it. That is insane. Oh my goodness. Yo, bro, do you know Lunar? Like, Lunar Client? I've heard of it. I don't use it, though. Cars 1 has a good ending. The good guy doesn't win, but he does anyway. That's true. Yeah, he doesn't win in the traditional sense, but he does win also in, like, the sense of, like, he didn't get what he thought he wanted at the beginning of the movie, but he got what he needed by the end of the movie, you know? He found a place that he belonged. He got friends. Cars 1 is really a good movie. It's just really, a really good movie. Anyway, American Idol is on. Alright, sounds good. Thank you for the lurk, Swifty. I appreciate you, dude. You need good ending. If you need good ending writing, read this killer book called Save the Cat or Google the 15 Save the Cat points. Okay, I gotcha. I'll have to do that at some point. Can we... I don't want to mess with that. I really don't. What are we looking at here anyway, guys? Like, this is big. And I'm struggling with it because this side right here is a problem. It's going to have to be probably pretty flat. Like, I'm imagining this side right here will just probably be a pretty sharp incline, which is probably fine. It just means we'll have to do some more lava stuff on this side because there's a lot more holes, I guess. It's just making it difficult, you know? Okay. I'll tell you what, guys. We're gonna wrap up stream here. 'Cause I do need to do a lot of off-stream testing for this build anyway. I don't have a build palette. Like, I haven't figured out my gradient. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about the snow. I may just make another shovel and just burn through them. Because I have diamonds. It's not like I don't have them. It's just I don't really like using them. I need to get better about just using that stuff. And I gotta figure out probably some layout stuff. And by the time I'm back on Thursday, you guys will have hopefully a much more complete picture of this, and I'll also have the video mostly completed in the edit, because I gotta have this ready before Saturday. I usually edit partially on Saturday, but I'm helping somebody move, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for watching. It's been a lot of fun. I'm getting more popular, like 5 subs a day. Hey, dude, that's awesome, Scrap. I hope you keep going upward on that trend. That's good. 52 right now. My most viewed video is 25k views. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, man. Good job. Good job. Okay. Chat. I appreciate y'all. Genuinely. I'm finding us somebody to raid. It's gonna be a good time. Let's go say... Who do we want to say hi to? I've got a lot of people. Gonna post Minecraft so we can collab, hopefully. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. This guy's always chill. We like him. We'll go say hi to Game Time with Eric. He might be at the end of his subathon here in a couple of hours. It would be kind of cool to go support him. It's been a while since we've raided him. So hop in ready, get some free channel plays. Be a cool streamer along the way. He's pretty chill. Playing hardcore right now. Day 38 of a subathon. The hardcore world is 19,300 plus days. That is insane. I'll catch you guys again on Thursday. We'll be back, and hopefully we'll have, like, a volcano. It'll be pretty cool. And if we don't have a volcano, I'll figure something else out. But until then, thank you guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't really have an outro planned here, so bye. Bye.